All right, everyone, let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Corner with myself, OJ, crypto analyst and investor since 2016. This is the video podcast where we talk everything crypto related to help you navigate easily in the crypto space. And as you can see, today we have a little bit of movement on the charts. XRP is down 5%, and yesterday actually XRP was one of the bigger gainers. So we're going to look at the charts. I'm going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course XRP. We're also going to look at BNB, maybe even Solana if we have the time, because as you know, BNB, ADA, Solana, Matic, a few other tokens as well are taking quite a beating from this latest court case that the ACC opened against Binance and against Coinbase. They're basically trying to classify a lot of the altcoins as securities, and this is really hurting all of these tokens. I mean, the tokens that they have explicitly mentioned are definitely the ones that are hurting the most. You can see here, BNB is down 10% in the last 7 days. In fact, yesterday, BNB was showing around 20% down. I mean, it managed to recover a little bit over yesterday and the course of today as well. ADA, almost 20%, 19.33 here in the last 7 days. Solana, 23%. Matic, 18%. So that's again very close to 20%. So these tokens that were mentioned are the ones that have around 20% drop. Not exactly the same for each token. Avalanche is another one, and Avalanche, as you can see here, 18%. So definitely these tokens are taking quite a beating right now. We're going to take a look at the charts, and I'm going to look at the weekly as well, because I'm actually more interested in the longer term rather than the short term. So without further ado, let's switch into the charts. We're going to start with Bitcoin. Okay, well, of course, we're going to start with the daily. This is what we always do. From my previous analysis, as you can see, I still have the markings here from the last time I did analysis of Bitcoin, and at that point, we had just broken here the 21 weekly exponential moving average. I mark this because we are on the daily right now, so of course we cannot actually see the weekly here on this chart. I have to go on the weekly to see that moving average, but this is why I marked it. So as we broke below this moving average, we almost touched the 34 weekly, and these are the two moving averages that I'm usually following on the weekly time frames. This was acting as our support, the 34. We didn't even manage to actually touch it properly. We went very close to it, which was a good indication that this support here is actually a strong one. And the best part is that we also found the support at the 21 weekly. We didn't really break and stay below it. It was a very momentous break, very brief one, and then we climbed above it. And as I said in my previous analysis, if we manage to stay here and bounce from this moving average, we will make a case for going to the resistance. Our resistance right now is sitting at 26,500, and this is because prior to that, this was a support level. As we broke this support, it became our resistance. So for the time being, this remains our resistance. As you can see, we made an attempt at going for it, and very, very quickly the bears managed to push the price down again. So now we are making a much slower kind of recovery here. I expect that over the next few days we are going to continue this recovery, but it is not a very strong one. And this is mainly because I'm not really seeing enough volume kicking in. That's the main issue. As we are coming up now, as we are making this bounce, we are not really seeing a strong volume. And without the volume coming in, we're not going to be able to push the price much higher. So very soon, I'm expecting that we are going to experience a resistance here. We're going to hit a resistance. Looking at the stochastic RSI, I can see that we are making this bullish cross. So on the daily, this is a good sign. It means that we do have actually a few more days of bullish price action. Stochastic RSI alone is not enough to actually show us where is the direction. But generally, after we made this bounce here, after we confirmed this as a support, it makes sense that we're going up first. We're going to make that bounce to establish where is our resistance. And right now, personally, I feel that we're going to find a resistance around this level here. So most likely, we're not going to be able to go all the way to the 26,700. Pretty much by 26,400, I'm expecting that we're going to hit a resistance, because as you can see actually twice here, we have this candle and then we have this candle that got stopped at this level. So it would make sense that this will be the first resistance. If we manage to break above this resistance, then we are opening the door for a bullish case here and coming back into the upper 26,000 region, maybe even challenging the 27. But I feel that this is too early yet. We are not ready for that. We first have to manage to go above the 26,400, and I feel that this is going to be a challenge for us. And in fact, if we zoom in, we are going to see that we have the 100 daily moving average, which is actually sitting just above the line that I just drew. Over the next couple of days, this moving average, as it's going down right now, is most likely going to coincide with this resistance line. This is another reason why I do feel that this is currently the resistance that is important for us. If we break it, good news. If we don't, if this is a strong resistance, then we can expect another drop on the downside, possibly going all the way down to confirm, to retest this support level here. Looking at the 3-day chart, it's just confirming that this right now is our range here. We have the 50th moving average acting as a support. We have the 34 moving average acting as our resistance. So of course we are moving between support and resistance up until at one point we're going to break one of the two. And since the overall sentiment is quite bearish right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually break below that 50th moving average and make another attempt at going for the 34 weekly EMA, which is a support, and we could actually retest it one more time before we establish this as a proper support and bounce from here. Because we made two attempts, the second one not so strong, but the first one a very decent attempt at coming here for the 34 moving average, and it's actually moved already, so I should correct this. So the 34 moving average right now is sitting at 25,300. We never managed to come all the way down to this level, but we were very close. And I need to move the 21 moving average here on the weekly because that has already moved up a little. The 21 moving average is sitting at 25,800. So this is currently our support. This is our first support. Second support is the 34 weekly, 25,300. And as I said previously, if none of this support is holding us, then we can expect a big drop, and it will be all the way down to the lower support here, which is currently sitting in the lower 24,000s. But so far we are reacting quite well to this dump, even though we have all this bearish news and all this pressure from the bears and everything. We are still managing to hold this support. Guys, not long ago, it was just few weeks ago, that we were way below this level. We were at 22,000, and as we pumped to 27,000 and then we went all the way to 30,000, this right now is a decent pullback. It's a correction. Of course, it's a little bit more than a correction because it coincided with the court cases from SEC against Coinbase and Binance. So of course there was far more panic than a simple correction. But if we are holding these support levels, this is really good news, because it means that even though all of this negative press and everything right now is happening, despite all of that, we're still holding this support here, and it is a support above the previous lows. So we are making a higher low than a previous one. We've already made a higher high than a previous one. So if we manage to hold these levels and we bounce on the upside, this will be good news for us. This is what I'm saying. And another thing on the weekly is that the stochastic RSI has gone in the oversold region. And whenever we are so far low in the oversold region, this is definitely calling for a bounce on the upside. However, this is the weekly, so of course this is not going to be an immediate price action here. This could happen over the next week, or it could be even the week after. We are looking here, what will be the price action over the next few weeks, not in the immediate term. So I'm still expecting that we can have one more pullback before we proper bounce from here and start going on the upside. These moving averages cross like they did here. This is pretty much what I'm expecting to see over the next week or so. So this is going to be a repeat of this price action here, and if you can see on the chart, this is coinciding with this price action here. So this is last time we had that bullish cross and we were in the oversold region, and we had quite a slow recovery here, you know, just weeks and weeks and weeks of just small volatility, you know, still higher highs and higher lows, but nothing too drastic. And then boom, we had these three white soldiers, these big green candles that basically pushed us all the way above resistance. And this is what I'm expecting could happen again. We can have a few more weeks of hovering between the support and resistance zones until we really find the strength and the bulls manage to overpower the bears, and then we shoot up and we go back again to the 30k to retest it one more time. By the way, if you want to trade more than just crypto, especially in these times when, you know, crypto is so much down, check out Ceres Markets. It's a global brokerage that provides trading on cryptocurrencies, forex, stocks and commodities all in one place. The company is regulated by the Labuan Financial Services Authority, which means that it is a compliant trading platform. You can trade cryptocurrencies against the world's largest companies such as Tesla, Apple, Google, equity indexes like Dow Jones, for instance, and even versus commodities, including gold, silver, crude oil, all with zero fees. More than 200 instruments are paired with cryptocurrencies through non-deliverable contracts (NDCs), which provide traders with up to 100 to 1 leverage and the ability to go long or short on any cryptocurrency. Also, Ceres Markets offers flexibility to buy and sell cryptocurrencies quickly on their mobile app. It's available on both iOS and Android, so you have exposure to the markets on the go. You don't have to wait until you get to your laptop. I tend to trade a lot lately on mobile because I'm traveling a lot, and I use the mobile apps of the exchanges all the time now, mainly to monitor my positions or even close or open new positions. Of course, I make my technical analysis on my computer, but once I know my targets, I can do the rest on my mobile. The platform is commission-free with no fees on deposits or withdrawals. The only transaction cost is the spread. You can deposit as little as $50 to begin, and you get the bonus on your first deposit. So I would go for a bigger amount. It's 100% bonus for new customers. So if you deposit $1,000, you get another 1,000 that you can use to trade with. You're not going to be able to withdraw that bonus because, of course, they have to make sure that people are not just signing in to get the bonus and jump out. You will be able to use that bonus to trade with it, and then you will be making gains that you can withdraw. So it's definitely a great offer. They offer leverage for up to 400 to 1 for forex, commodities, indices, and single stocks trading, and 100 to 1 for crypto trading. They recently launched a new platform for easy, safe, and innovative crypto derivatives trading, and this is why they're actually giving this special bonus right now, 100% deposit bonus for new customers on their mobile app. So I would definitely sign up with the mobile app just to make sure that you actually get this bonus. Make sure that you download it from the link that I dropped in the description below. So definitely check this out. Don't sleep on it. It is one to take notice of. All right, now let's take a look at Ethereum. And with Ethereum, things are looking very, very similar to Bitcoin. Again, stochastic RSI, this is the daily. Stochastic RSI is in the oversold region. It's just about making this bullish cross right now. So we can expect over the next few days to see some bullish price action to bounce nicely from this support level here. We never managed to get down to my ideal buy zone because this is a lower support for us. And if we manage to come here, I will be getting greedy. But we never really touched this, and this is because Bitcoin as well didn't really come to its lower support. So for the time being, we are establishing this level here as a local support. Of course, this is not a very strong support yet. We will have to bounce on the upside and come back to confirm this as a strong support. For the time being, this is a local support. We challenged it a few times, 3 times actually already, and it's holding us. So this is good news. Also, another thing that I like in this chart is the fact that as the price is going down here over the last few days, the volume is also dropping, and volume dropping with price dropping is actually a bullish indicator. So stochastic RSI is bullish, price action here is bullish, And MACDs are also bullish because they're also on the low end. They haven't crossed yet. That's another thing. We're waiting for the MACDs to also start curving here at the bottom and make a bullish cross. But this will happen, sort of like here. So right now the MACDs are very similar to what we saw here in the beginning of May, and soon after that they managed to curve and crossed and made that bullish cross, and then we had a few days of bullish price action. This is going to happen again because we've already had quite a few days of bearish price action. I personally feel that we established a local bottom here at the 1727, 1730 level. This is a local bottom, and I'm expecting now to see that nice bounce on the upside, definitely coming to the 9th moving average, but perhaps even coming and challenging the 50th moving average. If we manage to find enough strength in the bulls to actually push us to the 50th moving average, which will move over the next few days, probably coming to around 1816, 1820, somewhere around this price level, I'm expecting to find a resistance. So these are the targets for Ethereum. Now let's take a look at XRP. All right, and here's the daily on XRP. It's actually quite a different chart, if you can see that, from what Bitcoin and Ethereum looks like. It's got its own trajectory, XRP. It's not really following exactly what the rest of the market is doing. Of course, if Bitcoin is dropping by 10% or 15%, major moves like that, XRP is not going to be going in the opposite direction. But for the time being, XRP is doing its own thing, and right now is making a bit of a correction because it did have quite a significant pump here. It managed to, let me just estimate what was that. It came from all the way down from 41 cents back in early May. It came all the way up to 56. Well, quite a significant pump of 37%, and it did that in a matter of 1 month. So over the last 30 days, this is the price action of XRP. It's very, very different from Bitcoin and Ethereum's price action. And also, we can see that even though we are making a pullback right now, it's actually still looking good. The stochastic RSI has gone into the oversold region, and it's making a bullish cross, even though I personally feel that it still has more room to fall lower before it starts making another pump, another bounce here on the upside. So I personally feel that if we continue here this pullback, most likely we're going to get stopped at the 50th moving average. This is acting as a support, and typically when we go quite far apart from the 50th moving average, which is what we did here around the beginning of June, we were quite high and far apart from the 50th moving average. So naturally, at some point, we are pulled by this moving average, as we are right now. We are pulled down to this moving average. We usually come to retest it, and a lot of the times we find support and we bounce on the upside. However, it is also possible that we actually break below this moving average. And here, this is where Bitcoin is going to play a role. If Bitcoin starts going down and, going to the lower support, then we're going to see a lot of selling happening in all of the altcoins, and XRP is also going to see a lot of selling pressure. And this is when we can actually break below this support level of the 50th moving average. So we really have to watch closely how we react once we get to the 50th moving average. Right now, this is our support, but if there is a lot of selling pressure coming over the next few days, we could actually break below this moving average. And we've done it in the past, even very recently. In fact, as you can see here, we had quite a strong bullish price action. We went quite far from the 50th moving average. And as we got pulled to that moving average to retest it, we actually broke below it. We did an attempt to climb above it, but it was a failure. We didn't have enough strength in the bulls, and we managed to succumb to the selling pressure, once again dropping below this 50th moving average and actually going quite further below it. So it's important to see how is this going to respond. I personally would not really jump into a new position here with XRP. Currently, I'm holding a little bit of XRP and I'm waiting to see how we respond to this. If we break below this support, I will be exiting my positions. If we manage to hold this support, then I will be adding to my position. This is how I'm going to play this right now, but this for me is short-term swing trading. I'm not really accumulating XRP for the long term, not at this point. And lastly, I want to take a look at BNB. I don't really want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to take a look at too many coins, but BNB is one that many people are worried about right now because it took quite a strong beating from this court case, and it's making a very decent recovery already. But as you can see, this is the daily. We are hitting the ninth moving average and we are getting rejected from it. So for the time being, this ninth moving average is acting as a resistance, which is not great. Also, the 50th moving average is quite far from us. We are way below the 50th moving average. And on the daily, being below the 50th moving average is quite a bearish price action. So I'm not really liking this. I really want to see us come at least close to this moving average. And then I want to monitor how we're going to respond as we approach it. Because the longer we stay below this moving average, the 50th, I mean, the worse it gets. So it's very important. I really want to see BNB come here to the 50th moving average. Even if it cannot go above it at the first attempt, I want us to at least hover around this 50th moving average for some time, and perhaps then we're going to find the strength to actually break above it. We didn't manage to do it here, but of course the court case is it's one of those events that nobody could have expected. It is a black swan event for BNB in particular. This is quite a strong coin. Let's not forget that Binance is one of the biggest exchanges and its token has been doing really well throughout this bear cycle. In fact, Bitcoin right now, if we look from its all-time high, it's 62% down as of right now. Ethereum is 64% down, and BNB, with all of this drop in the last month, which is 20%, it is at 64%. It has exactly the same performance as Ethereum from its all-time high. And Bitcoin is a little bit better. Definitely a very good performance despite all of this panic and all of this selling that we saw surrounding this court case. In comparison, you can see that ADA Cardano is 91% down from its all-time high, while Doge is 91.63% down, Tron is 75% down, and Solana is 94% down, and Litecoin 80% down. I mean, all of the other altcoins here in the top 10 are doing way worse than BNB, despite the court case. So still very good performance from BNB. Let's have a quick look at what can we expect. So let's go on the daily, and the chart is actually looking good. We're having the stochastic RSI just coming out of the oversold region, but still quite low here. So a lot more room to go on the upside. This is good news for us. Market is also really low here, and the blue line is already curving, indicating that it's going to start going on the upside, meaning that very soon we can expect a bullish cross in the market is, and that cross will only indicate further bullish price action. So a recovery here is definitely playing out already. This is early days of the recovery. I'm actually expecting that we are going to come here to the 50th moving average, which is currently sitting at 296. So the 300, this is definitely going to be a resistance for us because it is a round number, it is a psychological level, but also it's very close to the 50th moving average. So this is the target. On the way up, the target is 300. This is definitely where we're going to find a strong resistance and a rejection, a lot of selling pressure, but this is the direction. I'm seeing for the next few days and even over the course of next week, I am seeing a decent recovery in BNB because this dump here was a lot of panic selling. And now that the panic has subsided, we're going to see us recover and come back into the 300 region. I don't expect us to break above the 300 region very easily, but I'm expecting that we will be hovering around the 300 region, which is very good news for holders of BNB. Alright, well, this wraps up today's episode, guys. I hope this is helping. I tried to make it not too long. I know that with technical analysis, sometimes it can take quite a long time, to go through all of the coins. I tried to be brief, hopefully not too brief though. Hopefully you managed to get all the important target zones and everything. If you are new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. I'm coming to you 3 times a week with all the valuable crypto content, news, reviews, market analysis like today's video, and tutorials that are helping you, guide you step by step on how to set up your hardware wallet or how to trade, for instance, how to do certain orders like trailing stop orders was one of the latest videos that I recorded. Trailing stop orders, by the way, definitely something that you should explore if you're using an exchange that offers a trailing stop loss order. Right now this is the best one because the market is keeps going down. You still have that volatility, that uncertainty. It goes up a little bit, but then it drops by 10% or something like that. You can avoid that drop if you're using a trailing stop loss order. So make sure that you check out my video where I'm explaining how to work with a trailing stop loss order. I also have videos for stop loss orders, the simple ones. So if you're not familiar with that as well, make sure that you go through these videos. This is everything from me. Thanks for staying until the end of the video. Make sure that you check out the links in the description below, where I drop the links to all of the crypto services that I'm personally using and that I recommend to you. And while you're here, just pick another one of my videos and I'll see you there.